Hi there, my name is Yolanda de Prado. I run a beauty group on Facebook and a channel on YouTube where I basically go over beauty tips and tricks, leveraging primarily the Makeup by Saint Beauty. Today I want to do a video on the greens and the oranges. These are colors you never knew you needed until you actually got them and used them. I think that the greens, the really dark forest greens, are gorgeous on any eye color, but I especially like them with my own dark brown eyes. So these are also colors that you would typically think, oh, those are fall colors, but I can see them being great additions for both spring and in summer. In summer, we frequently wear a lot of super bright colored clothes, and these can bring a pop of color to your face without being too neon, if that makes sense. So it brings a beautiful balance in between the two. I haven't done my actual makeup because my number one tip for you is if you're gonna do a bigger eyeshadow look or use darker, more visible colors, then do your eyes first and then your makeup after, because if you get any fall off underneath your eyes, it's much easier to fix before you put your makeup on. So when I go and prime my eyelids, I pick a brush and I actually use my brightening highlight. So whatever the brightest highlight I would use. The makeup I'm using is by Saint and it is cream based, but you can use a liquid foundation. I like the cream based one, especially as an eyelid primer, because it's a cream. So this way the actual powdered eyeshadow has something to grab onto. But the idea when you prime your eyelid is you don't need any extra products. Primer in general is just another version of skincare. So if you take care of your skin from a skincare perspective, you shouldn't need a primer. Make your eyelids as white as possible. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. The brighter the canvas is that you're gonna put color on, the more the color itself is gonna pop. Tip number 2 is that depending on the tool you use, the application is going to be either darker or lighter. So the denser the tool, my finger is the densest of my tools, the more product it picks up and deposits on my skin, versus the fluffier the tool, the less product gets picked up and deposited on my skin. I'm going to start with the medium shade. In this case, it's a color called Basic. I'm going to take a fluffier brush, tap, 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 and I'm just going to dust it on all over. All over my lid, not quite all the way up to the brow bone. I want a brighter shade up there. Keep in mind, you see us do this in all the makeup tutorials, you see us using a brush, but you can use your finger for a lot of this stuff as well. You just get better buildable coverage while using a brush. It's always easier to put color back on than it is to take it off. And you get a little bit better precision when you use a brush. But there's no rule that says you have to use a brush. I have a small brush cleaning tile in here, which is just kind of a sponge. It takes off any excess color I have as we move along. All right, Basic is on. Next, I'm moving into the slightly darker shade. This is Leo. Leo, I'm gonna put in my crease today using my dome end. Leo is gorgeous. Leo is a color I never knew I needed. It's like a burnt pumpkin. It is orange, but it is not neon orange. It is not repulsive. It's very earthy. And I'm putting Leo in the crease because it's a slightly darker shade, brighter shade than Basic. And here's a tip, especially if you're a hooded girl eye, but this tip works for everybody. Look straight in the mirror, like you would when you look straight at somebody. Find where the crease actually is visible, paint it on, and then bring it in a reverse 7 Like pretend you're drawing a number 7. So here's the top of the 7, and here's the stick that it stands on. But do it with your eye open, because that way you know where the color should go so that people can see it, because that's the whole point, right? You want people to see the color. I just flipped my brush around and I'm blending it a little bit. Now, if you wanted a more pop in your look, you could go with a much darker shade in the crease, and you could put Leo on your lid. Now we're going to do the smudge brush. I'm taking the dome end, and I'm gonna do, we have 2 greens. One has shimmer, one is a matte. The matte one is Emerald City, which I think is perfect for going to see the Wizard of Oz. And the shimmery one is number 33, or hashtag 33 is the name. And I'm gonna show you how pretty and how buildable these colors are. And we can leave it here. We could take our brush, eyeshadow brush, and we could just smudge it, and we can make it as light as possible if we want, or we can add a little more pop, which I think I'm gonna do. When you bring color into your lower lash line, make sure the darker color does not pass the center of your eye. We don't want to make your eye appear smaller. Now I'm going to take the dome end and add a little bit of the shimmer, just to bring some light to the look. Bear with me here. There. I'm going to add a little bit of Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes is a shimmer, kind of a coppery shimmer, but not too coppery. And I'm gonna use my multitasker brush to bring on some of that beautiful color. Last but not least, I'm just gonna bring a little bit of Sabrina under the brow here. Now when you do wingtip, you just follow the same baseline of your lower lash lid. So if you were to draw a circle, where does the lower lash line take you? And if you follow that, you're gonna get a perfect wingtip. Using our main highlight, brightening highlight, contour, maybe we'll do some Bella Bronzer, maybe not. And there we have it. Finished look. Leveraging coppers, oranges, and greens. Thanks for watching. Bye.